Hello and welcome to another video from Paraplayers VR, and today we are going to be having a first part of a walkthrough for Vanishing Realms. Now I have had a little sniff around at this, still haven't finished off my VR room. I'm really frustrated. I want to do the full room scale, so I'm actually going to be playing this standing room only at the minute. So this will give you an idea, if you haven't got much room, whether it's actually possible. Now, on screen you can see they've added quite a lot actually of new features to this game, including the ability now to have other players play the game. So even if you're further into the game and one of your friends comes around and they want to have a go and a little bit of a blast on it, well, they can set up their own character and their own save now, which is a really, really good feature, because certain times there was a certain part in a level you wanted to show somebody, or you wanted to go back to the beginning and let them come in, and they couldn't do it. Now, one of the other new things is they've updated the inventory system, which is great. As you can see, it's down here at my waist. Before, you had to keep clicking one of the chest item buttons on the right and scroll through. Now you can actually drop something straight in and you can get to it really, really easy. Now, as you can see on screen, we're using the same blink system that they've started to use in a lot of games, and it works absolutely fantastically. I've got no qualms, no issues with it whatsoever. It's a great way, no motion sickness, and it's a really easy way of actually getting around the level really quickly. So there we go. All we do now is we grab it and we can drop that directly into the inventory and select exactly what we want in a really easy way, which was a little bit faffy before the updated system that was in before. Just testing here whether I could actually grab that flame, because I noticed there was a torch behind me that wasn't lit, but it's not. So, right, so let's go over to the first book and we'll have a little read. It's nice that they keep a lot of these little riddles and introduction scripts and stories really quite short. Everybody just wants to get in and play the game, and I can tell you now, if you haven't got this game in virtual reality, this should definitely be one on your list, and we'll go into why as we get a little bit further in. Go forth now if you dare, into the heart of the temple, walk darkened halls, seek the undead king, drive him out forever. Do this, outlander, and all you find in gold and magic shall be yours. Right then, let's jump in and let battle commence. Wow, wow, wow. If, like me, you are a huge Zelda fan, or I was on the N64, the Ocarina of Time for me was one of the greatest games ever made. This just screams out Zelda. It's got that such an amazing art style to this game. It's almost cartoony, but do you know what? It really works in VR. And the fact that everything's close means that everything's really sharp and textured beautifully. It just looks really, really nice in virtual reality. There's none of that shimmering or jaggies. I think you know what I'm talking about, having been experienced with the Vive. You'll know what I mean. But this is really, it just feels really good. So the game is going to ease us in really quite easily at this stage. As you can see, we've got these whizzy things whizzing around in a whizzy way, and we've got to make sure that we don't touch these whizzy things. And you're thinking, well, this doesn't look very difficult. Well, this is only really the very, very basics of this game, and I suppose really it's also an introduction not only to the game but to VR for people who are new as well. But believe me, it gets more difficult, and the combat in this game is just absolutely fantastic. So let's jump in a little bit further into this Zelda-esque feeling. It really does feel like I'm in a Zelda game here. So let's jump in and start to move forward a little bit. This is also a new feature as well, checkpoints that weren't actually in the game before. You never knew when you could actually stop. Sometimes you would turn it off and it would chuck you back an extra 15-20 minutes. It was really quite frustrating, but the devs listened to what the community wanted, what the players wanted out on Steam and on Reddit and then everywhere else in the webosphere, and they changed it and they updated it for the better, and it really is a good feature. So it really does feel ace, does this game. If you've ever wanted to be in a sort of Dungeons and Dragons Zelda-ish game, then God, that made me jump.
Opens doors long held shut.
I'm sure there's an achievement for lighting all the candles and torches, so if I can remember, work my way around, I'll try and light all these. Now, I've got my headphones on, but I've also got my speakers on my desktop for the subwoofer, and it really does add a lot. Sometimes when I'm actually moving around here, or his voice was literally booming so much I could feel it in my chest, it actually made the atmosphere of the game quite increased, actually. And some of the foreboding music, I seem to remember the last time I played it, when you get the volume cranked up a little bit, it really is quite scary, even though we're in this cartoon world. Looks like there's an island or something out there. That may be an area that we can get to later. I'm not sure of its background. Yeah, that howling, I actually think that they've updated the audio and the sound as well. I don't remember it sounding this good, believe it or not. It may be that I'm coming in fresh and haven't played it for a while. But the sound effects and the atmosphere in here is really quite good. I actually hit my desk there, so I'm going to move back slightly and just use the blink system in order to jump forward and pick that up. It's quite easy, it works, and there's no reason why you can't play this in standing mode. Obviously, room scale would be a lot better. Looks like there's some sneaky coins up there. We'll jump up and have a look. And as I drop this key in here, you can see it's easily accessible now just by selecting the apple or the key, whereas before it was a bit of a pain, to be honest with you. You had to keep scrolling through by clicking one button. That really is a big feature that really has made the game a lot more enjoyable, actually. Sweet baby Jesus and the disciples, that actually made me jump. I know it looks like a little cartoon stick figure, but it's actually quite intimidating in VR when it screams like that. Don't believe me? Jump in and try it. Crank up your volume, play it late at night. Pant filling. Right, well, it doesn't look like there's anything else in here. We can actually still see that island over there. I'm sure we will get there at some point. Put the key in and see what we've got. Oh no, it's just, again, you just get that Zelda feeling. Really has got that vibe about it. Fantastic. I'm just seeing if I can swap the torch into the other hand. It doesn't look like we have to put it in your pouch and then pick it back up again. So if I pick it up in the left, there we go. That's a little bit easier. I'm just gonna have a quick look around here. Don't know where that skeleton is. I actually prefer the lighting when I haven't got the torch. But I'm going to light these torches. Who knows, we may get an achievement for torches and candles. I'm sure I saw something in the intro screen that showed some of the achievements. Just have a quick look around here. Just wondering if I could light those big torches. I don't think so. Right, let's move up. tell you what, that drone's freaking me out, that noise. Spooky as a mofo in here. What's that down there? It's just a bone pit. Right, so these are the bones that we need. So let's get all these goodies select. How do I pick that up? There we go, and I can drop it straight in. And for this, we can just hold down our trigger button, and it'll automatically collect all these goodies. So let's work our way around here, get these. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that altar, chuck them in the fire. I don't know where you get red bones from. I don't know whether it's some sort of blood sacrifice, whether they're being dipped in tomato ketchup. And if you're watching from America, you won't know what I mean. Ketchup. Right, let's get all these goodies. We'll get back to the fire. And that drone is still freaking me the hell out.
What footfall sounds at such dark hour?
Holy pant-filling audio and immersion. That's the second pair of undercrackers I've gone through. And it's a cartoon looking like game. What are you freaking out for, Para? No idea. Talking to yourself, let's crack on. I'm sure I won't be the first one to try and burn down these curtains, and I'm sure I certainly will not be the last one. Things like that in virtual reality just seem really natural. You know, things like lighting the candles are obviously a gameplay mechanic, but burning pillows and things and being able to pick all those up would add that extra little bit of, well, you know what I'm saying. Right, so let's get into this last room and pick up these Banjo-Kazooie feathers. If any of you are real gamers out there, who are my age, you'll know what I'm talking about. Right, let's get these lit. I have to light the candles, obviously. It's a necessity. It's one of those things you just have to do. Doesn't do anything, I presume, in-game. I just want to set those papers alight as well, and I can't. Developers, get on with it. Right, let's get back, because this music is freaking me out again. Really good sense of depth here. Actually does feel like I'm leaning over and looking down into something. And what's more remarkable about this game as well is that this game, including the audio and everything, was created by one person. Yes, I kid you not, one person. Really, really quite impressed. So let's move forward a little bit, and as we get to the next save point, I'm probably going to end it. If there's a little bit of interest in me playing this second part as we get further in, then I'll do it. And just checking I haven't missed any candles, but of course the table went down, you idiot. So those are the candles from upstairs. And there is another save point here. As I can see, can I light that fire again? No, I don't think I can. Brilliant. So now we're at the Passage of Blades. And this is where it gets interesting. And believe it or not, you can even lay on the floor for this section, and there's a little bit of goodies in there. As you can see, there seems to be an enemy down at the bottom as well. Anyway, I've been Paraplays, and this has been Vanishing Realms, a game I really do recommend you look into. It's a fantastic game. The fact that the environment's quite close and everything else, it's really enjoyable. I've been Paraplays. I hope to see you in the next part. Thumbs up, subscribe. It's a new channel. I'm trying my best. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.